What's up guys? Today we are going over clothing layers. I'm going to show you what I used for the 2018 season and the clothing system that took me from the hot early season to the cold late season. So I'm going to show you what works for me. I'm going to give you some options to check out, some cheaper options to look into, and hopefully this will help you be more comfortable in the deer woods. So your clothing system starts with your base layers. Base layers are a really important part of your clothing system. I run merino wool top and bottom from the early season all the way to late season, and I just wear this stuff continuously. The main benefit of merino wool is that it does not stink after you've sweat in it, and it seems to dry out and wick the moisture away from your body. So that's really important when staying warm and comfortable, is to get that moisture off of your body and to let it evaporate throughout your clothing layers. So I've been using the Black Ovis merino this past year. I picked this stuff up on sale. I got it dirt cheap, really. I actually have Sitka and First Light merino wool, and to be honest with you, I like the Black Ovis probably the best out of all of them. They have different weights. This is a lightweight bottom. Can't remember the exact weight of the merino, but it's fairly lightweight. And then I've got this hoodie, which is a mid-weight 230 weight merino. It's got a hood on it. It's got a good, probably a quarter zip on the front, which is really nice. In the early season, you can zip it all the way down, roll your sleeves up, and it actually vents really well. So this is probably my favorite piece of clothing gear that I used this past year. I wore it in Wyoming for 10 plus days. It never did stink. Had blood, sweat rings on it. It was pretty nasty, but it just never did stink. And if you're doing backcountry type hunts, merino wool is just, it's impossible to beat. I do have some poly stuff, and it does work, but it starts to stink after a little while. So my suggestion for good base layers, merino wool. There's several different brands out there that are cheaper that work. Icebreaker, -33, Black Ovis. Those are three really good ones to check out and a really good start to your clothing system. I can wear this merino all year, tons of different temperature ranges, and it's really comfortable, and it's for the most part scent free. So base layers, merino wool. The pants that I use the most throughout the whole year are these Sitka Timberline pants. These pants are expensive if you pay full price for them. I would suggest not to pay full price for them. If you're looking for a pair of pants like this, look around, get them on sale. These have the waterproof knees and the waterproof butt, which was really nice in turkey season, and it was really nice in Wyoming when we were glassing a lot, sitting on the ground. These pants are pretty warm in the early season. When you get up above 70 degrees, they're a little too warm. But when you get in the late season, these pants really shine. They're geared more toward mountain hunting, but I've found for me that I can wear these almost all year long, and they just work great. Really tough pant. I can show you some close-ups. They do have some fat or some threads that are pulled from briars and stuff like that, but still fully functional. DWR coated, so they will resist a little bit of moisture. Got good cargo pockets on the side. Just a really good pant that I really like. If you're not looking to spend $200+ on a pair of pants, I've got a couple alternatives that are really good, and I'm going to show those to you. So the cheapest option, and not a lot of people know about these pants, but these pants are freaking awesome. Go to Walmart. They're in the men's clothing section. They're made by Wrangler. They're outdoor 4-way stretch pants. I have like 6 pair of these things. I wear them to work. I wear them hiking. I just wear them all the time because they're so daggone comfortable. But they're a polyester spandex blend, I believe. $22. So you can take these pants. They come in gray, tan, brown. I think they even have a pair that are camo. But if you buy a pair of these pants with some merino base layers, you can hunt in a wide range of temperatures with just these pants. The only downside is they make a little bit of noise. You can probably hear that. But these gray ones, I wore these in the early season on several hunts when it was up above 80 degrees. Money. I mean, they're nice and cool. You can wear base layers under them if it's a little bit colder. They're just super comfortable. They're cheap. I mean, even if you don't want them for hunting, I would highly suggest picking up a pair of these just to try out. And I think you're gonna like them, and you're gonna end up wearing them a lot, like I do. So that's a good cheap option. Another option is the Prana Zion. They're about 80 bucks. They're very similar to the Sitka Timberline, probably a little bit lighter in weight, so they're going to be a little bit cooler, but that's another good option. So I showed you the pants and the cheaper pants that I have. And when it starts to get cold in November into December, I've got two different pair of Polartec base layers, and I put these over top of my merino. So this is a mid-weight polyester. It's kind of a waffle grid fleece, and I've had these for years. The bottom of these, the bottom cuff ripped off, but when it gets down into the, I'd say the 40s, I'm going to throw these on over top of my merino underneath of my other pants, and that's going to keep me nice and warm. You can pick up a pair of these for 30 bucks, something like that, if you look around online. And then when it gets even colder, I've got this heavier weight fleece Polartec that's super warm. So you can pick up this Polartec stuff really cheap, and it's really good stuff. I've had this for years, and it still works just fine. So I already showed you the merino hoodie that I like to wear. I use that almost all year. So I would wear that next to skin, and then over top of that is this Sitka Core heavyweight quarter zip long sleeve shirt. So this is probably one of my favorite Sitka items because I wear it so much and it's so daggone comfortable. Basically all it is a waffle fleece, a heavyweight fleece like the pants I just showed you. So there's nothing really special about it in regards to the material, but this shirt just fits so well. It's super comfortable. Plus it's camo, so I can wear it as an outer layer while I'm hunting. And yeah, this is definitely one of my favorite pieces. You can pick up the Polartec shirts that are pretty much the same exact material for a third of the price, I would say. So if you're looking for a cheaper option that'll work, you could get a solid color and a Polartec. Just look for that waffle fleece pattern. It's going to keep you nice and warm, and it's a good layering piece. You could wear it as an outer when it gets a little chilly in the evenings, or you can wear this underneath of your main jacket and keep nice and warm on those really cold days. So as my main outer jacket, I'm running the Sitka Celsius jacket. So this is kind of a puffy jacket. It's got the Primaloft insulation. Super, super quiet. And for bow hunting, this jacket is absolute money. It's super, super warm. You can hear that it just doesn't make any noise at all. Really comfortable jacket. This is one of the cheaper jackets that Sitka puts out. 150, 60 bucks, I think. You might be able to find it even cheaper if you look around. But this is the elevated 2 pattern, which if you watch most of my videos, I actually prefer the open country pattern. It seems to blend a little bit better. But I wear this jacket all the time. Really, really like it. It does not have wind stopper in it. So on those windy days, it could be a little cold. But honestly, I've hunted down to near zero with this jacket and base layers and been pretty comfortable. So really good jacket. It's in the price range of many other jackets from a bunch of different manufacturers. So honestly, I think it's a good option. If you're going to buy one Sitka piece to keep warm, this is a really good option. So check it out. Under 200 bucks for a really good jacket that'll last you all year. So all that stuff I just showed you right there is basically my clothing system for the entire year. Now a couple key pieces that I'm going to show you that really help. So this is a Sitka neck gaiter. Really high pile fleece, really soft. You throw this thing around your neck when it's cold, and you'd be amazed at how much warmer you can be just keeping the heat around your neck. So you don't have to buy a Sitka neck gaiter, but any kind of merino wool or fleece neck gaiter is really going to help keep your core body temperature up. And along with that, I've got this Sitka beanie that's got the wind stopper in it. It's a really thin material with a fleece on the inside. It's kind of a waffle fleece pattern. But this hat, I don't have any hair, so I got to keep my noggin warm. But this hat with the wind stopper, super warm, really nice beanie. I'm a big fan of beanies anyway, and this one just fits my head really well. So really big fan of that. All right, so another piece that I've really come to like, and I used it in Wyoming, is my backpacking type clothing system, is in this dry bag right here. So this is a 950 fill down jacket. It packs up super small, compresses really well. It only weighs 8 ounces, so it doesn't weigh anything. So I had this jacket custom made by Goose Feet Gear. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, Goose Feet Gear. So custom made this jacket for me. It was just over $300, so it's expensive. But when you compare to like a Super Down Pro by QU, the specs of this thing blows the QU away in both weight and fill power. It's warmer, it's lighter, and it's actually a little bit cheaper. So I went with this over the QU, and I would actually wear this underneath of that Celsius jacket when it got really cold. Super, super warm. And you could pack this, I could pack this in my pack, and it doesn't weigh hardly anything. So I think a lot of guys really overlook a down puffy jacket that you can stick in your pack and kind of forget about. You can pick several of them up for a good bit cheaper, maybe $100, maybe less if you look around. It's going to have less fill power, might be a little bit thinner and a little bit heavier than this jacket, but if you layer that underneath of your outer shell, it's really going to help you out. So that was a key piece for me this year, especially in Wyoming when we were backpacking and I needed a really lightweight insulation layer. So this is what I use for that. Now you're probably asking, what do you do when it's raining and you need an outer shell to keep you dry? So I have 2 different jackets that are basically rain jackets, and honestly I didn't use them that much this year. If it's pouring down the rain, I normally don't hunt that much. I'm just being completely honest. Now if it's raining a little bit and I'm going to go out and the rain's supposed to stop, I've got a Sitka rain jacket that I take, and I've also got an outdoor research jacket, which I'll show you right now. So this is an outdoor research brand rain jacket. I can't remember the exact model of it. I'll put it in the description. But really good rain jacket. It's a little expensive, but it's a pretty rugged jacket. I would wear this on the way to the tree, and then once I get set up, I put my tree umbrella up, and then I'll take this off because you can hear it's pretty noisy by itself. So there's a lot of different options out there for rain gear. Like I said, I don't use it that much, so I don't really worry about it too much. If the weather's that bad, I just stay in the house. So a couple other pieces I like to use for gloves. I've got the Sitka Fanatic. They've got the thumb and the finger cut out, so you can use your release, text, whatever you want to do. There's nothing special about these gloves at all. That's one thing I can say about Sitka, is their gloves leave a little bit to be desired, to be honest with you. The material isn't anything special, and they're expensive for a pair of gloves. I got them on a discount, so I went ahead and bought them with the rest of my stuff. And I do like them. They're starting to wear out a little bit on the fingertips, and I'll probably have to replace them this next year. So really, I'm not a big glove guy. I'll throw hand warmers in my pocket and keep my hands in my pockets, but the Sitka Fanatic gloves are pretty decent, and I like them. So that's what I've been using the last couple years. And a couple different Sitka hats. These actually I really like. They're really lightweight, kind of a cool material, and they're really comfortable, and they fit my head well. I'm really picky on hats, on how they fit, so when I find a couple that work, I tend to stick with them, and the Sitka hats work well, but that's just personal preference. So that's my clothing system that I use for the 2018 season. I've actually used it for the past couple seasons. I've kind of been building up, getting a few different pieces here and there and trying out. I've tried out a lot of different stuff that I didn't like. I feel this really works for me. I don't hunt a lot of super cold temperatures. This covers me from early season when it could be 80 degrees down to late December when we could get into the teens. We rarely get colder than that here in West Virginia, so I don't need any super heavyweight gear. You know, this obviously depends on your body type. You know, some people run hot and cold. You know, people hunt all over the United States in different weather conditions, so it's just totally dependent on your area, your body type, and a lot of other factors. So a couple takeaways: Merino wool base layers work really well. It worked really well for me, and I would definitely suggest those as a starting point. Eliminate all cotton out of your system. Cotton doesn't dry very well. It's not very warm, so do away with cotton. Look for polyester spandex blends, you know, for your outerwear and your mid layers, and that's going to help a lot, along with your merino wool base layers. So, you know, that's just a couple things I've learned over the years. It's pretty simple. You know, shop around, buy this stuff on sale. Don't pay full price for it. There's no need to. I obviously wear Sitka. I got it cheap, shopping around, got discounts on it. I've never paid full price for it. So, you know, a lot of people look at what I'm wearing and be like, oh my God, he spent so much money on that. And I did spend a decent amount on my clothing that I use, but I hunt a lot. I hunt in a lot of different weather conditions. And if I'm not comfortable while I'm out there hunting, I'm obviously not going to kill a deer. So to be successful, you've got to be out there. You got to be comfortable. And I'm a firm believer in having good clothing so you just have a good experience while you're out there. So this is what I use. I hope it helps you some. If you have any questions, send me a message. I'm going to list links to all this stuff in the description, links to all the cheaper stuff that I use and that I like. So hopefully this helps, and we'll see you later.